If you see me in public, please don't try scaring me, because someone came up to me today and said, "Are you Tyler Vitelli?" So I said yes, but they just shook their head and didn't respond with anything. So it got awkwardly silent and I couldn't take it anymore, so I just went on the weather app and pretended to check the temperature in Cupertino. I just saw an old lady crying, so I went up to her and asked what was wrong, and she told me that she just lost $200, and I felt so bad that I decided to give her $10 out of the $200 I just found on the ground. Is there anything better than coming home after a long day and just enjoying a nice cup of Coke? There's just nothing that hits the spot like it. But the best part about it is always that first sip.
The difference between visiting your mom's side of the family versus your dad's is so crazy. Because when I visit my mom's side, it's like a party. Like, we spend every holiday with them, whether it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, it doesn't matter. And I'd always look forward to it because we're super close. But for my dad's side of the family, it's like a whole different world. I barely even know anyone on that side. I could literally walk down the street and see 5 people from my dad's side of the family that I'm related to, and I wouldn't recognize them. I'm not even exaggerating.
Why does everyone have no attention span these days? Like, with how fast-paced everything is now, I can't focus on anything for a long time anymore. Like, for example, the other day, I tried watching a movie, and I couldn't get through 5 minutes of it without going on my phone. I thought I was just never going to be able to enjoy watching TV shows again. If I hit the coin, I'm chopped. If I hit the coin, I'm handsome. If I hit the coin, LeBron will go on a date with me. No! I just found out that our phones listen to everything we say, and then they show us videos about what we're talking about right after. So I'm gonna test to see if this works. LeBron oiled up, LeBron oiled up, LeBron oiled up, LeBron oiled up.
Have you ever told your mom to say no to a sleepover because you didn't want to go? Because I hated sleepovers as a child since I'd always be the first to fall asleep. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night with a tooth missing or something because everyone else would mess with me. But I have cool parents, so most of the time when one of my friends asked if I wanted to sleep over, my mom would say yes. So eventually, when I didn't want to go, I would just text my mom and be like, "Mom, I'm gonna call you in a couple minutes to ask if I can sleep over at my friend's house. Please say no."
My dad said I could open one Christmas present early, so I chose this one. I wonder what it is. I really hope it's a PS5. Oh, it's a wrench? Never change your phone number, because I had to recently, and on the very first day of having this number, I started getting a bunch of texts from a random group chat of people I don't know. But over time, I realized that this was a family group chat, and my new number must have been one of the family members' old number. But they didn't know that, so sometimes I would purposely start drama in the family group chat whenever I was bored. To the vegans who were protesting in the middle of the street today causing traffic, you guys made me late for the movies, so because of that, I ordered double the amount of chicken I was going to just to cancel out the meat that you don't eat. Have you ever met someone that literally doesn't like the person they're in a relationship with? Because one time I was with my friend and he got a phone call, but when he saw who was calling, he was literally like, "Damn it, dude, no!" And I was like, "Who's calling? Your landlord?" And he was like, "No, it's my girlfriend." If someone ever texts you the words, "Are you busy right now?" do not respond, because yesterday I was on the toilet going number 2. But out of nowhere, I got a text from my friend saying, "Are you busy right now?" And I don't like to lie, so I told them, "No, I'm not." But this was a mistake because I assumed they were just gonna text me asking me something. But instead, 2 seconds after I sent that text, they FaceTime me, and it felt like I got flashbanged. So I declined it because I'm not gonna FaceTime someone while I'm on the toilet.
Waking up first at a sleepover is the worst thing ever. Because whenever I was at a sleepover, I would always wake up at like 6 a.m. because I can't sleep unless I'm in my own bed. So I'd obviously be the first one awake. But this was a big problem because the only other person who was up would be my friend's dad. And don't get me wrong, I like my friend's dad, but he scared me. Nobody talks about how scary it is when your sibling starts being nice to you, because there's only 2 reasons they ever will be. Either they did something really bad, or they want your help. Like when my brother and I were younger, one day he came into my room and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to McDonald's. Do you want anything?" So I was like, "You never ask me if I want anything to eat. What's wrong with you today?"
If you see a picture of me on the internet with a fan, please ignore it, because this kid just walked up to me and asked for a picture, but as he was about to take it, he did this pose. But that's the pose I usually do, so I panicked because we can't do the same one, so I just did the first one I could think of, which was this. A drop of rain just hit my head, so I'm running over to my short friend's house right now to let him know that it's gonna start raining for him in a couple minutes. I'm really scared because whenever it rains more than 4 inches, there's a risk of him drowning. I just got a super creepy DM from someone saying, "Get out of my house." So I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm not in your house." But then they sent me a picture and my videos are playing on their refrigerator. How do you even do this? What's next? Are you gonna start watching me on your microwave? I need this fridge. Never name a group chat with your friends something weird, because one time my friends were sending a bunch of messages in our group chat, but I was taking a nap, so I didn't hear any of the notifications, but my mom did. So after hearing the notification sound go off like 20 times, she decided to look at my phone to see why it was making so much noise. And after she did, she woke me up and she was like, "Tyler, why do you keep getting a bunch of notifications from Jeffrey Dahmer's refrigerator. What would you do if random things started disappearing around you? Because I'm at Dave & Buster's and something weird is going on here. So I was pretty hungry when I got here and I tried to order some mozzarella sticks, but they were like, sorry, we don't have any. So I was like, oh, are you guys sold out or something? And they were like, no, they just disappeared this morning. But I didn't think anything more of it until I went to the Win store to go pick out a prize with my tickets. And I knew exactly what prize I wanted. So I went up to the worker and asked for it, but they said they didn't have it again. And they told me it just disappeared. So I was like, okay, something's going on here. My mom bought me a bar of soap that has real money in it, hoping that it would get me to shower. But little does she know, I think I can get the money out without having to shower. I'm just gonna run it underwater until I get the money out. I just washed it for like 10 minutes, no progress made. So now we have to get desperate. Come on. Okay, let's see if that was enough. Come on. Ooh, I see it. Let's see how much it was. There we go. Ooh, big reveal. Come on, 500, 500. 5. Are you serious? My ice cream cone is melting, but I can't lick it yet because I haven't found a good video to watch while eating it, and I physically cannot eat without watching a video. What do? I couldn't find a video. I just saw 2 little kids holding hands, and it made me think how much I miss being young and in love. Like, if I could switch places with that kid right now, I would. Not because I want to hold hands with a 12-year-old. I just miss being a child. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. This random lady just screamed out loud asking if anyone wanted ice cream. So of course, I went over to get some along with a couple other kids. But when I got to her, she said, "You're too old to be one of my kids' friends." And that's when I realized she was asking her son and his buddies if they wanted ice cream. Not just anyone at the park. She still gave me some though. Nobody talks about the difference between how girls act when they have a crush versus guys. Like, I knew this one girl that was obsessed with this dude at our school. And I used to think that when girls have a crush, they just tell their friends about it at a sleepover while giggling and kicking their feet in the air. But instead of doing all that, this girl literally just stalked his whole family tree. Like, she found his parents' social medias, where everyone in his family went to school, their birthdays. I mean, she probably knew all their blood types too. Like, they should have made the TV show that's called You about this girl. But when a guy likes a girl, I just got an invitation to my friend's wedding, but inside the card, it tells me to wear a suit and not a white dress. I thought what we had was special, Michael. Nobody talks about how scary it is when your mom picks you up from school because you're sick. Like, I don't think I've ever seen my mom as mad as when this would happen because she never believed that I was actually not feeling good. She just thought I wanted to go home. So she would be like, "You made me miss watching my TV shows because you have a cough?" But what was funny is if I made any sort of noise on the drive home, she would be like, "I don't want to hear sound out of you. If you're sick, you..." Have you ever noticed the difference between how boys are on the last day of school versus girls? Because the girls always seem to be super sad. Like, since they're not going to see a lot of their friends over summer, they might be crying or hugging each other, saying they should hang out when they know that's definitely not going to happen. But for some reason, boys don't experience any of those feelings because the way they act is completely different. If you're in class and you hear someone scream in the hallway, don't look at them. Because I was taking a test one time, so the whole class was completely silent until out of nowhere, we hear a scream. So everyone laughs, then goes back to taking their test. But a couple seconds later, out of the corner of my eye, I see my friend in the hallway. He was smirking at me, so I realized he was the one who screamed. You know how when you have a crush on someone, you stalk all their social medias to learn more about them? Yeah, well, I do not recommend doing that because one time I liked this girl and I was looking through her profiles online and I found a picture of her with her mom. So being the investigator I am, I clicked on the mother's profile to check it out. But when I did that, I found a picture her mom posted with a man. So I was like, oh, this must be my crush's father. Did you know that you don't have to peel the skin of a kiwi to eat it because you can just scoop it out like this instead? And now, you can enjoy. I just bought this pack of Lifesavers, but when I opened them, I realized there's no green flavor. Like, how do you not put any green in? That's literally the best one. Can we make this the most popular emoji in the world? Because I just found out it's the least used one, but I have a plan to change that. All you gotta do is comment it on every single video. And if you don't know how to find it, just go to your emojis and type in the word passport. This is day 1 of trying to become a rapper. I used to be so broke, I'd put tomatoes on top ramen and call it spaghetti. Man, I even would have ate Mr. Krabs back in the day while SpongeBob says, "I'm ready!" I just found a ghost in my room that copies everything I do, but I think I know how to get rid of it. When it's not looking, I'm gonna tackle it. 3, 2, 1.